You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast, Beauty, Strength, and Dominance. I am your host, Mike Larkin, and joining me once again for a fun review show talking about LFC 39, Goddess Among Us, the one, the only, the artiste himself, Mr. Tommy Bell. Tommy, it's great to have you back on as always. How are you?
It's outstanding to be here, Michael. How are you, man?
I am good. First and foremost, folks, we had a lot of stuff go on from LFC 38 to LFC 39 right after an amazing LFC 38 event that Tommy and I both discussed on this show. But we head towards LFC 39, Goddess Among Us, the first ever show in Kissimmee, Florida for LFC in the state of Florida at Secrets Hideaway Resort and Spa. Very much a swingers atmosphere, but a fun atmosphere as well. Tommy, I got to say this. I love the venue, and oh my God, what a fun night in LFC.
I did. I liked the venue. The venue looked like it was amazing. The only thing that I didn't like about it was that I wasn't there. I think that was the only thing missing.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, when you look at a place like Florida, besides just the hotness, the atmosphere, and everything that goes into it, folks, when you have a club like that, when there's like a friggin' Purple Rain type of room in there and so many different theme rooms and just everybody's having fun, you got the pool in the background. We saw the atmosphere for this particular show here, but Jordan Marshall and Misha Montana did their thing as hosts. I think it was really exciting to see another different atmosphere. You know, we got the club route, we got the club scene, we got the DJs going. It is a fun time. And much like we saw with the LFC FHM bootleg, which was mixed with models and fashion shows and music and everything, this was another accoutrement, if you will, a wide assortment of what we got from the entertainment perspective.
Yeah, it was definitely, I mean, the scenario always sets the stage. And as cool as the main arena is, it's so great to see different venues, you know, from time to time, because it just really it's a different visual. And of course, I'm always about the visual, and even the background is something that gets noticed. And so when you got a venue like that, you know, that's outstanding. It's awesome.
One of those things that I will say about this too, man, you had the music, you had the nightlife, you had the if you will. All we needed to do was rave on, put the pacifiers in our mouths, and then bada bing, bada boom, we have ourselves a time, minus the LSD and the acid being dropped. Yes, I went there, folks, taking it back to the 90s and the partying scene. Oh my goodness. But this is the nightlife, and we love to boogie to that disco. Aha, yeah. I went there, Tommy Bell. So to start off this amazing event, LFC 39 Goddess Among Us, we saw a debut of the one and only Miss Avery Ryder. And now she was originally supposed to take on Bella Rockefeller, but unfortunately, Bella Rockefeller suffered a pinched nerve and was unable to compete. And taking her place was a woman who was supposed to be a judge, MJ the Dominator, coming off her victory over my Death Proof Riches at LFC 38, rushed in. 10 minutes notice, very short notice, and boom, I have to say this, MJ the Dominator Domino, rocking the braids, rocking the socks, rocking everything. First of all, both of these ladies look good, and I know you want to touch upon this, so I'm going to let you go first, Tommy Bell. MJ the Dominator's entrance, go.
Okay, wait, I didn't realize that she only had 10 minutes to get ready.
It was like a very short notice, man.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that really gives a little bit more perspective on what I'm about to say, which is this. And MJ, I hope you're listening, because I think this was the best entrance you've done yet. I'm not even bullshitting. I just thought it was something about it. Just the attitude, the look, everything was amazing. I thought it was MJ's best entrance yet. She just was like so confident coming out, just so powerful, and just something about it just looked effortless, you know, and you know what I mean when I'm talking about people and their entrances, because that's something that I pay a lot of attention to, and MJ's had some. She continues. I'm so proud of you, MJ. Like, you just continues to get better and better and better. And for me, I'm really shocked now to find out that it was only 10 minutes prep time, and she just came out like she'd been practicing this new attitude for, weeks.
That's the thing. And like when she told me on the show and when we were talking about it, like the fact that she's an hour and a half away and then she gets the call like, hey, you know what, can you be here? And she just made it. And then boom. What I like about it too as well, you talk about the attitude, the panache, the pizzazz, if you will. I think she was great with her attire. I think Avery Ryder had a lot to prove. This was her debut. They didn't disappoint. And for me, I like the fact that they exchanged kicks and strikes and they really worked on the leg. Avery Ryder had a scientific strategy. MJ, the Dominator Dom, was like, okay, bitch, you want to hit me there? I'm going to hit you right back. She hit her with what I like to call the FURB, Mr. Tommy Bell. The fuck you right back with that clap back, baby. So we saw working on the leg, the overall systematic dissection of it, and then Avery Ryder gets into the choke. And the tap out, Avery Ryder wins her LFC debut, but MJ, the Dominator Dahmer, looked amazing. Avery Ryder did her thing. What were your thoughts on this bout, man? Went 2 rounds, but go into it.
Well, for me, and one of the first things anybody watching this would notice that there's a lot of standoff. There's a lot of pause, especially in the beginning of it with trash talk. Here's something that I did notice, and I don't know if this was because it's the way it was recorded or the cameras that were used or the venue or whatever. But to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could hear the trash talking between the ladies better.
No, I did too. And she's like, you want to talk about my tits? You want to talk about this? Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And so that's a huge plus for me because audio wise, everybody, I could hear that. And that puts me closer to the action, puts me closer to the ring. It pulls me in more. I don't know how that happened, how that was achieved, but that's like, so right away I was like, oh wow, you can hear them. They don't even have to be shouting for them to hear. You can hear them, and I liked that a lot. And so getting into the match though, there were some stalls and there's some almost like stare down and this kind of thing and everything, and it almost could have got to a point of like, let's go. But for me, maybe not for everybody, because I get it, a lot of people want action right off the bat. Sometimes the fighters won't even wait for the ring announcer to leave the ring, right, Michael?
I mean, if you're my Richards,
Carmen.
Yep, or if you're my Richards and my MJ Dominator from the last bout, friggin' knocking that shit right out your hand. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Hey, but so in this case, there was a lot more pause, but I actually like that, and I'll tell you why. Here's why I think it's good. Because it allows the spectator to absorb that tension. Instead of when they go right at it as a spectator, for one thing, you're like, hell yeah, rock and roll, let's do this. But on the other hand, when there is more trash talking, there's some people in the LFC who I'll leave out their names, but there's some people in the LFC who have mastered the art of the stare downs, of the pacing around, of the trash talking. And for me, I was always a fan of the weigh-ins because that's when you would get that. The weigh-ins stopped happening, but if these ladies then take just a little bit of ring time, you don't have to take a lot, but if you take a little bit of ring time, like match number 1, then it actually works to great effect. And so I actually applaud both ladies for giving us some of that, because I think that's important. I think that helps the spectator absorb some of the tension of the match, and then when the match is ready to go, you're really ready to go. So there you go. Way to go, Avery. Way to go, MJ.
I like your subtleties, intricacies, and nuances of the storytelling and what leads to that big moment. And first of all, you son of a bitch, dare I say, you rat fink. I'm going to use your words against you. I saw what you did there when Tomiko and Carmen fought at LFC 36, and yours truly ran his ass out the ring because I had to get out the way, man. I
would have stayed in the ring. I would have, but that's just me.
That's just you. But no, I agree and echo what Tommy's sentiment said. What he said there. It's like these girls were learning, they're adapting, and I cannot wait for another bout between them or more of their bouts in LFC. I think a lot of what we saw here between this first bout here was just a lot of women who just want to experience more, and I love their enthusiasm. I love their passion, and that, at the end of the day, is what athleticism, sportsmanship, and competition is all about. And speaking of competition, that brings us to our second bout. It's our homegirl. Last time we saw her, it was in Sturgis. Mia Mayhem Annabella returns to the LFC against newcomer Mila Romanoff, now behind the scenes as well here, as we touched upon with the social media front. Bianca Blanche was originally supposed to be Mia's opponent, but unfortunately, due to injury, she was not able to be here. But at the end of the day, Mila Romanoff came in. She's got the size, she's got the stature, she's got the curves, the word, spins the verb, no diggity, no doubt. To quote Blackstreet, this woman was a whole lotta. They call me the Don Dada. But these two went in there, and these two have history outside of the LFC auspices. They've done cat fights together. They've worked with each other and put content out there. But it was most of Mila Romanoff, the size, the stature. I'm going to sit on you. I'm going to power bomb you. I'm going to overtake you. And then here comes Mila with the double axe handles like she's Randy Macho Man. Ooh, yeah, Savage coming off the middle rope, trying to knock her down. Cross bodies, if you will, working over the leg, the systematic dissection. This was everything all over the place, but god dang it, I need what I need to do to get that W. And Mia Annabella locks in a modified version of an ankle lock, probably one of the sexiest ankle locks I've ever seen. Move over Ken Shamrock and Kurt Angle. We got an ankle lock, baby. Mia Annabella gets the old tap it, tap, tap, to quote Happy Gilmore, on Mila Romanoff, and she gets the win and her return to LFC. Tommy Bell, talk about it. Mia Annabella, Mila Romanoff.
Well, Mia is a great friend, and it was great to see her after so much time. You know, there's been a lot of time since Sturgis. You're like, well, where the hell is she? What's going on? Okay, let's do this and this and that. And I even mentioned something to her at one point in time, like, get it, come on, let's go. So it was great seeing her in there again. This was a good match. There was a lot of back and forth, but I was happy to see Mia win. And that's nothing against Mila Romanoff, but I was happy to see Mia Annabella take the win on this one.
I was happy to see her take the win too as well, and here's where I'll follow up with you on that. I like the fact that Mia Annabella being the veteran. I mean, we've seen her in Sturgis against Jenny Bloody Valentine, our girl. We've seen her in there against Terry Feisty Fist London. Now she's taking on someone who she's faced outside of LFC, but now we're bringing her to the LFC auspices. It was a David and Goliath bout. We've seen Mia train before. Mila Romanoff, another one who was the replacement in this, but she held her own with, all right, I'm going to play into my size, into my stature. We're going to stare each other down. How could I win this? It's a checkmate. It's chess. It's not checkers. But unfortunately, in this particular situation, Mia gets the win, and that's another win for a veteran like Mia Mayhem Annabella, and she certainly brought the mayhem with what we saw in this bout.
Absolutely. Now, how much time did Mila Romanoff have to prep for? How much time did she have?
Oh, my goodness. She was another one like last minute, I think, like a couple days prior. Not 10 minutes prior, ma'am, but I think that shows like it doesn't matter where we are. There's a lot of these girls that come in there to entertain and do what they do, heighten up the crowd, even with such short notice. Like, we still give you a doggone good show. But, yeah, Mila Romanoff and Mia Annabella. Mia getting the dub. Mila Romanoff was in there like swimwear, and thankfully – here's the thing. We'll put this out here. We've seen judges' tables, and we'll talk about that in a later bout, but we got that. I was waiting for somebody to go into the pool, man. You got a pool right behind you. I was waiting for some pool action up in here, like you're Joel Kane up in this bitch.
I was wondering myself, but hey, and that's the great thing about it, that goes right back to the venues and the background and the ambiance that's created for it's. That's why stuff like that is cool to see, because even as spectators, both you and I, you sick-minded son of a bitch, we're looking at that pool going,
And I'll tell you what else we'd be looking at. We'd be looking at to our third bout of the evening. It is what was titled The Battle of Love, as Paris Love takes on Gia Love. Finally, like CC Peniston and LFC, they have made their LFC debuts. Man, both of them making their LFC debuts. And what I like about this too, as well, is like we mentioned, having done some work outside of the LFC auspices in the catfighting world, in the sessions world. Both of these women, if there's anybody who are absolute goddesses, it is Paris Love and Gia Love. These two,
yes,
working on the ground game for their striking game, from forearm shots, from power bombs, from suplexes, from everything that we saw here. Both women were highly athletic from shots in the corner. They really knew how to tell a doggone good story, and it heightened up everything that we saw. And as many as we've seen, they go the distance. And it comes down to the judge's decision, and Paris Love gets the victory in her LFC debut against Gia Love. I like the story they told. I thought they were both very impressive. And I think from what we've seen of their work and now the LFC universe has, you get to see something special. And these two put on a clinic in their debut. I really liked it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love both of these ladies, no pun intended. And the announcer said something at the end that in my head, I was like, if I was going to do a drawing of this fight, I would call it No Love Lost. And the announcer at the end literally said something about there being no love lost, and I'm like, that's perfect, you know. And these two ladies, just I have an affinity for both of them. I don't know Paris that well, but G and I have talked and met in the past, and I knew it was going to be a great fight. And when you know, when you get a little bit of interaction with some of these people, you can just tell from the energy and stuff, like, oh, this one's going to be a good one. And this one had a lot of pre-fight hype, and very well deserved. You know, I was very much looking forward to this one, and the entrances killed it. You know, because they're both masters of the entrances and their craft, both of these ladies. And it was great seeing them in the LFC ring, and it was great seeing the performance, the fight, the whole thing. It just, I was wrapped from beginning to end. Again, I loved being able to hear what they were saying to each other. It's just so cool.
It's like, all right, Gia, yeah, you know what? You want to do this again? I'll fuck you up.
Yes,
like, it was great. Like,
I just again, because it makes you feel like you're literally ringside, which you and I have both been there.
Yeah,
I mean, it really, you know, from watching from a spectator point of view at home, yeah, it made me feel like I was right there, and this was one of those matches that I really wanted to be right there for.
That's the thing, man. You talk about the trash talk, and like you mentioned, no love lost, and shout out to our boy Jordan Marshall for that great call. Nice save there, Tommy Bell. But that's the thing too, man. It's just, you have these two women. It's like, all right, I want, not only does it make me want to see another one under the LFC banner, but it's just like, give me more of these two in the LFC ring, because this is where the heighten of the show started. It's like, we started out here, but then we just took it to another level. Like, we're Blackstreet, back to No Diggity, No Doubt, if you will. This right here was synonymous for where the show is going to turn and keep going and going and keep rolling. What? Like, we Limp Bizkit up in here, Chocolate Starfish, but we're not getting a Chocolate Starfish. We are getting two more goddesses, as for the first time ever in LFC history, we had the battle of Bella Inc., giving out candy, because I don't know if you know this or not, Valentine's Day, people, everything that goes into that. Here's some candy, here's some sweetness, and then here comes Jenny Bloody Valentine, looking as only as Jenny can look. The first time ever in LFC history. This was another one. Oh my goodness, the slams, the takedowns, everything that these two did. They talked that shit. They took them hits. Yes, talking shit, getting hit. Tommy Bell, they might as well put their hair up and squared up for all I cared. Yes. So we had many things that went into that bout, and I love just everything that they do. Bella's a badass. Jenny's a badass. But at the end of the day, Bella has hit her signature rear naked choke, and Jenny did a little tap, and Bella Inc. gets another victory. We saw her beat Tomiko at LFC 38. We saw Jenny as Poison Ivy in a draw against Sarah Wolf. These two women for the first time ever. Golden! What were your thoughts on this bout, Tommy?
That it took way, way too long for this match to happen. I mean, come on, but here's the thing. I'm going to call this the way I see it. I might raise a few eyebrows. I might get a few people that agree with me, and I don't even give a shit at this point in time, but this should have been the main fight. This should have been the title fight. This should have been the one where the lady got the bling, and I have a reason for this, and here's why. And again, this is just me being me. But first of all, Bella Inc. never had any LFC bling. There's an LFC bling monopoly going on, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's okay. I'm not going to say any names, Jolene, but that's just
yeah.
The point is, Bella, I remember a podcast with you and her going back to 2020, maybe, or early 2021, where Bella was like, I need to get hold of Tommy Bell. Bella needs a belt. And I thought, wow, you know, she never really had any LFC bling. And Jenny Bloody Valentine actually had some bling that me and two other judges gave her at a Halloween event that then she very quickly lost. What are you going to do? But so neither one of them are bling holders for LFC right now. And with both of them being LFC veteran superstars, they both ought to have some bling. And I thought the match, amazing. The action in this match we'll talk about too. But before we do, that's just my thing. I think no discredit to anybody else. And I certainly don't want to discredit anybody who was in the main event, because we'll get to that. And that was just a stellar performance, of course. But I just felt that this should have been the main event. There you go.
No, I think, first of all, I'm just going to say this right now. No fucks given, Tommy Bell. I'm going to shed some eyebrows. I don't care. Raise some eyebrows. I'm going to raise hell with myself up in here, with my pencil, with my pen, with my artistry, with my verbiage. Fuck everything that you stand for. This should have been the main event. I digress. But no, it's what I love about your style is, too. You think of the blingage, if you will. Bella Inc. made her debut at LFC 26, the original inaugural booty camp, got a win. Jenny made her first ever win at the LFC 26 booty camp. So there's history there. What I really like about it too, as well as these two worked over with holds and everything. And again, these two have great chemistry from outside the LFC auspices with sessions and everything that they do from a content creative standpoint. But Bella ain't got to win. I want to see another one. Jenny doing her thing as only she could do, the talking trashery, if you will, the verbal joust, if you will, which also leads us to some more verbal jousting, if you will, because we're up to the semi-main event of this.
Hold it, Michael. We got to do this. We got to do this. The best thing about that fight,
yes,
was outside the ring on the judges' table.
Yes,
that is the best thing. No, dude, that's the best thing in LFC. That is the best thing I've ever seen in LFC. It didn't happen to me. I was there for an LFC event. It didn't happen to me. I was a little bummed. It's okay. I can't get enough of when that happens. I cannot get enough of when that happens. I love to see that happen. It happened, and it was like minutes. And I thought, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen. I just thought that was great, and I just fuck yeah, that's what made the whole thing. So not only did I like the fight because of who was in it and the show that they put on inside the ring and the fact that both of them needed bling and should still get some bling, but the fact that they fell onto the judges' table and it just kept going. Like that's the goal. That's it right there. That's it. That's the price of admission plus more, and that's it.
First of all, thank you for bringing that back around. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to get into this since you want to talk about price of admission. Oh, here, Mister, they didn't end up in my lap. So we'll talk about they didn't end up in my lap. So
at my event, all the ladies in LFC were very behaved for the judges at my event. I think someone grounded them for that one.
Okay,
so they were all very well behaved.
So groundings and no TV for a month, young man aside, we had everything that went into the overall announce table spots. We've seen Jenny get into it with Veronica, the VP Payne, back at LFC 31 Booty Camp 2. We've seen it with Shay and Danica Delarouche, one of Tommy's favorite bouts from LFC 30, Born to be Wild and Sturgis. We have seen it a lot. It has become so accustomed for the women to fight on the judges' table, and this did not disappoint. So, yes, Tommy Bell.
I absolutely loved it. I loved it. That's what gets the gold fucking star every time. And there you go.
There you go, indeed, mister. And now, mister, we are about to out number 5, if you will. Katie Forbes, Katie the Bombshell Forbes, making her return after her win over Bella Madison at LFC 38 with a little shot of glass, boom, right to your face and to your grill. And we are back with Katie Forbes as she takes on newcomer Tracy Nix, who we have seen Tracy Nix on the wrestling side of things. She has wrestled on the Northeast. She has wrestled on AEW All Elite Wrestling's Dark program. She has wrestled in Shine Wrestling out of Florida as well. Wrestling extraordinaires in their own right. First of all, I like the style and profile at the beginning of this bout. She's like, okay, you know what? You're sexy. Do your thing. And Tracy Nix is like, yeah, that's right. I'm sexy. I'm going to twirl it. I'm going to do my thing. And then Katie's like, no, let me show you how it's done. And then Tracy Nix gets Katie Forbes right from behind. Don't turn your back on the wolf pack, baby. And then we get everything that we saw here. We saw Tracy mounting her, really showing off and doing the overall, yeah, look at me, I'm on top of you. Then the role reversal by Katie Forbes, the Samoan drops by Katie Forbes. This was wrestling at its finest. This was everything that went into her. She put the booty in her face, make her eat the booty like groceries, stink faces, if you will. This was a potpourri, a pleasantry of assness, not bitch assness, but overall put a little ass on it, if you will, with some voluptuosity factor, with some booty, and goddesses among us, which is another bout that went to a decision. Katie Forbes is your victor, but I gotta say Tracy Nix for her LFC debut, put it on a chef's kiss. Go ahead, Tommy Bell.
This was close enough to call for sure because both ladies went out. I mean, both ladies are legendary already. You put them in the LFC ring and you know you're going to get a certain kind of a show. And what I mean by that is they both bring really eloquent theatrics they both got a persona that's larger than life, and they worked that and used that to such an advantage that it's when these Titans collide, you know, is when you're going to see something that has to be decided by the judges because it's going to go, and it was just really, really good fight to watch. Super, super entertaining. I love all Katie's fights. She's super, she's a character, and I suppose in the LFC you have to have, you have to be a character in some way, shape, or form, and she definitely is. And so it was a great fight to watch. Both ladies really gave it 100,000%, in my book. And it was great seeing the exchange, the trade-offs back and forth, as it progressed, and even I was like, I don't know how I would call that one.
I had the same spot as you as far as the mindset, because it's like, okay, here comes Tracy out here. It's like, I can't hear you. Make some noise. Thank you. And then we had everything that went into it. Like, I think she hit her with the ground game very well. The standing positions were very well. I mean, these two both are trained wrestlers. And Katie, swole is the goal, size is the prize. It's gains o'clock, motherfucker. Let's go. She trained her hardest up in here. Same with Tracy Nix. But I think also the two styles, like Tracy can be a great heel outside of the LFC auspices. At the same time, they both got that swag on it. They got 5 on it, like Luna's, if you will. But these two just had that everything to encapture what a great bout is. And I think what a hell of a semi-main event. But that brings us to the main event, because we're about to talk about them. Yes, that's right. For the third time, we got Bella Madison and Sheena the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory for the Secrets Hideaway medallion, some blingage, if you will. I got to say, first and foremost, Sheena the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory coming out on some shoulders, like really being lifted up, if you will. You raised me up. I loved what we got to see here from both coaches, with Blake Troop, with Chris Sylvia, for the pink team and everybody involved. But let me tell you something here, Tommy Bell. If we've seen it from LFC 36, we have seen it from LFC 37, and now at LFC 39, these two can do no wrong, because it was head scissors, it was power bombs, much like we've seen in the previous encounters. These two wanted to win that medallion. They tempted the spot at power slap, because god dang it, she has a hell of a slap, the Sheena the Hurricane Bathory. Here's my thing about it too. That girl Bella Madison, she's poison. If I were you, I'd take precaution. Belle Biv DeVoe style. So we see them going at it, where submissions, power moves, everything. These two are going at it. It is a, just an overall potpourri, like I mentioned, a wide assortment and a accoutrement, just everything but the kitchen sink being thrown at them. And then we get to the finish of, all right, I'm going to miss you. That girl is poison, like it's the Great Muda and the Great Kabuki up in here. Some stuff goes in her mouth. She passes out, puts her in the camel clutch, much like she did with Riley Jade back at LFC 38. And Bella Madison is your Secrets Hideaway medallion. She's got the blingage on her, and then she's talking trash after. They were like, all right, fuck you. You want to do this again? Boom. Controversy, but god dang it, man. What a show. Talk about the main event.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about this, Michael. Both of these ladies show up with us at LFC 35 in Vegas, right?
Yep.
Could you have ever imagined the dynasty that they would create by fighting against each other on a continuous thing? Like,
no.
It's becoming, and this is something that's very rare in LFC, and it's something that I really, really am a huge fucking fan of, and that's seeing the same combatants go in. I mean, I know everybody likes to switch it up, and that's cool, and that's what you're supposed to do, and that's all fucking great. But what's even better is when you see two rivals, frenemies, whatever you want to say, when you see two classic Titans that continue to go head to head. You get this list of classic matches that usually wind up being some of the best in LFC history. And these two have created, what Jolene Hex and Bella Inc. Have created and hope to hopefully continue. Is this? It's almost a storyline, if you will, of a rivalry, and you just want to see it go to that next level. And eventually the judges table.
I like what you're saying there, because when you have a good story and a great arc of a trilogy that we had here, like we both saw them at LFC 35. Sheena's first win was against Shaylin. Bella Madison's first win was against Bella Rockefeller.
Yeah.
But like when you got to LFC 36, you're like, okay, this is going to be dope. And then you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then you get to LFC 37. It's like, okay, what can we do to up it? They fucking up it. And then we get to here. And then she uses the mist to spew, and just the goddess of chaos reigns supreme in this. Like, that just makes me want to see a fourth encounter. But the fact that Bella Madison's got that bling, and I saw that everything that she's gone through with her and Leon, with her and Sheena, she is on top of her game, much like Sheena is. Even if Sheena goes out and defeat the way that she did, she had such a strong showing. These two they're destined to do this together, man. They're destined to do it forever.
I hope to see that. I hope to see that along with Jolene and Bella Inc. and some of these other people. Like there just needs to be, I think. But listen to me just taking over the entire LFC. Like, we need to have this, we need to do this, we need to do that. This needs to be this event. This needs to be for this. These people need to have bling. But I mean, I guess going on my power trip, it's just, yeah, I think we need to have a few more of these continuing matchups that can kind of just story arc things. We need to have established rivalries. That makes sense. Not all the time, because it's not like every event we're just going to pair up the same people and do the same things and get more theatric about it. That will get old in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time. But just to see repetitive faces clashing at the same time will give you more and more incredible fights that you and I will be talking about. Like, oh my God, can you believe that one? Or can you believe how long this has gone on, or where it started? You know, we rubbed elbows with both of those ladies before they started this incredible, you know, right now it's a trilogy of fights. And I don't want to use the word trilogy because I just know it's not done.
Right. I mean, Mr. LFC, head of creative team over here, wants this and that. This person should have a change. This person should win over here. Tommy is ready to get the books, and he's ready to book his own match card. Give it to him. Let him take the book. Book it. That's what Tommy Bell is.
The tussle at Tommy's, the LFC tussle at Tommy's. And I'll go ahead and we'll get it done.
I like your style, sir. And what I do like is
right now Sean's choking on something.
He wants to take over the book. What? So joking aside, and management and power authority and power struggles already starting and aligning because of this son of a bitch over here. We had a hell of an event with LFC 39 Goddess Among Us live from Kissimmee, Florida. Go out of your way and watch it on the VIP section of LFCfights.com. If you want to check out full matches, go to the YouTube channel right now. The first bout with Avery Ryder and MJ the Dominator Domino is on the LFC YouTube channel. Go out of your way and subscribe. And Tommy, before we do close this out, I actually haven't told you this, so I'm going to tell Tommy right here, right now on this podcast. So if you guys have seen with the LFC podcast, we have done not only with the guests for watching their matches back if it's on the YouTube, but we've also done watch-alongs. Well, Tommy, I figured I'd have you on for one of these watch-alongs, and the bout that Tommy and I are going to want to watch is one that we were actually at. We've touched upon a lot in this show. We are going to watch the LFC 35 main event, roll and run it back with La Scorpia and Volcana, because someone had a decision to make, and well, we're going to relive it, and we're going to be watching a watch along. So I'm going to include you on that, sir.
Outstanding.
That's all I'll say. That's the title of it. Somebody had a decision to make. Boom.
Boom. So, it was not easy.
It's not, but we'll watch that back in a future watch-along edition of the pod. But, Tommy, before we close this out, I love you, man, and I can't wait to talk LFC 40 with you. But you also as well have put an announcement as well on your social media. You were taking a hiatus. Let everybody know, man. The floor is yours.
Yeah. I mean, this is about as much of an official announcement that I could figure to make on a verbal sense. And I guess it's a pretty good platform for it, because the LFC has been the first company to support me. And I only had about 5 or 6 drawings off of my drawing table back in 2020 when the LFC basically adopted me. And next thing you know, I'm doing LFC podcasts and drawing and meeting all kinds of people and stuff. But I am taking an artistic hiatus. I've been on an incredible production run since 2020. So 4 years of trying to balance a normal work life, like you understand, Michael. I lead a abnormal life and a very normal life. And normal life dictates that I work a lot of hours at my job. And then I've got family life, which is really important. And, you're getting old. So a couple of hospital visits here and there, which, and when those, and nothing serious, absolutely nothing serious, but it's just, things that also take time out of a super crammed and busy schedule. And after 4 years of doing it, what my artistic hiatus is basically saying is that I'm not quitting, folks. I'm not quitting, but there's going to be a substantial cut back in the amount of drawings that I do. In other words, like for this year, because I'm so, and Michael, you understand that I probably purposely drew myself into exhaustion. I put myself on a schedule that maybe nobody else did, but I kind of felt I needed to do so many drawings and in rapid fire succession over 4 years or so. And I'm thinking, when I think on it now, it's been 91 drawings since I started back in 2020. And when I think about that, there's a couple of years where I really lost space and time because I was buried in these projects. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Incredible. And folks, I'm not quitting, but like this year, I'm really scaling back for health reasons and for just coming up for air reasons and all that stuff, to a few special commission jobs that most of them, unless something really cool comes up, there's only a couple of them, but I've already agreed to do them. And so I'm absolutely going to, and I'll post those when I do. One's going to be a book cover. I get to do a first book cover, man.
Congrats.
So that'll be coming up, and one is just a logo rework and stuff. So my social media is just I'm going to go through and review, especially these 91 drawings. Like every drawing has a story behind it. As you well know, sometimes you start a drawing and you get it all figured out and on paper, and then it's not working, or you don't like it, or and I'll restart it. Well, I've got a whole pile of all these drawings that people have never seen. When I did the first Jolene Hex drawing for the LFC and the first Bella Ink drawing for the LFC, I think I did like 5 restarts on each one of those because I was not happy. I'm like, oh my God, I got to do these drawings. I got to make them right. And so there's variations that were never finished. Tomoko's drawing was another one that was dramatically different than what I did wind up coming up with. I know Angelica Coe had a drawing that I can't remember. There was one of the drawings that we had done together, and I had a completely different idea. And then when I rethought it, I scrapped it, meaning I just put it in a folder and just restarted, but so I'll be posting the best of stuff for a little while, and then some of these little nuggets of things that people haven't seen, and then, jumping back to stuff from my 90s portfolio. And again, not that my 2020s portfolio is coming to an end. I will continue to pepper LFC and some other people and companies that have been really supportive of me from time to time as I can. But the main focus actually at the moment is kind of stepping back and looking at what the hell it was I did in the past 4 years and where it took me and the experiences and the people, and I know even the speech makes it sound so finite and so final, and it's not. It's just that people, I think, at least in my head, I think people are used to a certain level and speed of production that I just if art was my only job, there might be a chance of doing something at least at half speed around that. But, it's going to be a lot slower. The production and kick out will be slower than what people are used to in the past 4 years. But that doesn't mean I'm not doing it. The art table is literally right there. It just so happens right now there's nothing on it. Just a notebook, which is nice. Michael, it hasn't looked that way in 4 years.
Well, I think to add on to what you were saying there, and I agree wholeheartedly, and I think we all support you because we know the hard work you put in. And at the end of the day, mind, body, and soul, not only health comes first, but overall, just your overall essence and foundation comes first. But you're always welcome on here, and we all love what you do, and we all appreciate you here at LFC. So that I will say, man, is thank you, because I know you're not done, but I got to say thank you for what you do what you do for everybody in general, for your life and your overall being in itself. So yeah, man, you got to do what you got to do, and we all respect it, and we're all here for you if you need us.
Well, I appreciate you, Michael. I love you. My wife loves you, and I love all of you LFC people. There's so many of you that have been completely amazing to me. And again, it's not final. You'll still be able to reach out to me on social media and get in touch with me. Some of you have my information and such, and I'm, again, not quitting. It's a necessary stall, which people won't be used to. But I'm always watching all these LFC and all of you ladies. I'm always watching and supporting, just a little bit more silent. I won't be on social media as much, but I will still be on, and I'll still be checking, and I'll still be around. Doing things, and every once, be a best of showcase on my social media channels. But at the same time, every once in a while, something brand new is going to pop up, and you never know what the future holds. So and I like to look at it optimistically, no matter what I'm doing. And so taking a break for me right now isn't a bad thing, ladies and gentlemen. You got to understand that as somebody who was born in 1970 and has never mentally progressed since the age of 8 years old, this gives me a time to watch my old Spider-Man cartoons. I got my old Godzilla movies I got to kick into. Look up Johnny Sacco. There's a great TV series. I got to kick up on all of this great stuff.
You got to get a fucking giant Sacco reference on this show. It is dog shit. It's ridiculous. Stop it. It is horrible. You got to put it out to the people, giant Sacco.
It's great.
It's not.
This was my childhood, God damn it. And I need to catch up on all this stupid shit, and and just take a breather. It's good for my mental well-being, my spirit. There's been moments in the past 4 years that have been more challenging than I would admit to, and that's fine, because I think as an artist you gotta go through a little bit of pain to have to do what you do, and I've definitely done that. But so, yeah, not pulling away completely. And if somebody's got a really good idea, and again, I'm taking a few commissions, but not many. And I'll very quickly reach a point where this year, I think there's about 2 or 3 floating around, and I might be good for a solid 3 or maybe 4, maybe, and that's it for this year. So as shocking as that might sound, I got to do it so that as I continue doing it in the future, that my pieces don't suck ass.
Hashtag suck ass. Yes. Yeah, no, but I think
I wonder it works so hard to put out total shit, dude.
Friggin' hashtag suck ass and hashtag I gotta catch up on Giant Sacco. Love it. Love it.
Johnny Sacco and his flying robot right now. People like Sean are cringing, going, Michael, edit that out. And I'm going, fuck yeah.
What final thing before we close?
And it's the Spider-Man. It's the 76 to 70 cartoon series.
Oh boy.
Not that Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends crap.
Oh yeah, I'm shitting on it. Yeah, I can't even say it. I'm not even gonna lie. There's a lot of crap with that. Not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna say old school Spider-Man. I like
all the stuff I grew up on was crap, but
yeah,
it's my crap. I'll defend it.
It's my crap, goddammit.
Lace up those gloves, pink team, black team. Let's go.
So One final thing on a positive note, you son of a bitch. The lingerie.
I'm hiatus so I can tell Sean how to run his show.
So
it's going to take a lot of my time.
So the lingerie that we've talked about, we always talk about how great these ladies look, but if you had to pick the lingerie of the night, we'll add that to our little thing. Thank you. What would that be?
Mine.
But the ladies, man, not yours. The ladies.
Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, man. Boy, now see, you're going to put, you can't fucking do that, because if any of these ladies who are part of this event that know me, they're all like, you better be fucking telling me. I know more than one, dick. Now what am I supposed to do?
No, all right, we could do that, but no, I got to say Gia Love.
Annabella's was great.
Okay.
Gia Love's was amazing. Paris Love's was fantastic. I mean, Bella Madison's. It's Bella Inc.
Yep.
Who rocks it like Bella Inc. And she's going to punch me. She's going to throat punch me if I don't say Jennifer Bloody Valentine, because she kills it every single time. Everybody knows this. And now you're going to say who? You're going to ask me that?
No, and I think this is.
I'm going to ask you that.
Oh, you're going to flip the script on me. Okay. So for me, I like Gia Love just because, like, it's the bow down to the queendom kind of vibe. Like,
the alien queen.
Yeah. Bella Inks was fire. Same with Jenny's. I would think everybody, but if I had to
Bella
pick
Ink just paints a few things on her naked body and walks out in the
right.
face.
Right. We've seen it. But I love it because it fits her style and her vibe. But there was something about Gia's, like, I just love the whole goddess entrance. It fit. Like, everybody, like, again, killed it. But I'm looking at you, Gia Love, with the queendom, man. I bow down to the queendom. I'm bowing down, man. Same with Bella Madison. We're bowing down to her like her theme song says, man. It fits.
No, then Jennifer Thomas is going to throat punch you.
First of all, she's not going to throat punch me because she knows I like her style and I like the vibes. And Jenny always rocks it. I'm just giving my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Bella Ink's going to throat punch you then. I don't know.
Somebody can punch me. I'll take it. I'll take it on the chin. Unlike you, I will not run away. I will take a punch. I will not.
That's right. We'll glove up.
I'll take it like a man.
We'll glove up and take them on.
So anyway, ladies in lingerie, we're a freak for some sexy lingerie. All these ladies killed it, man. It was a great show from top to bottom. This is what you get with the quality content with Lingerie Fighting Championships, and including our reviews now for the LFC podcast. So yeah,
they didn't wind up in the pool, but that's okay. They did wind up on the judges' table, and that's my favorite. So there we go.
It all comes back to the dreaded judges' table. The
they
honor.
wind up in the pool and then back on the judges' table. That's
Wet and Wild. Hashtag Wet and Wild, baby. So before we close this out, Tommy Bell, we mentioned the social medias earlier. Where can we follow you on the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel? And I'll do the end. Go ahead, man. Promote the social media. You
can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as the coolest guy ever. Hashtag. No. Just on Facebook, it's Tommy Bell, and on Instagram and Twitter, it's Tommy Bell Hart. And I am around haunting other things, as you will see. And Michael, I'll let you take it from there. How's that sound? Hell yeah, man. So if you want to check out the Sketchy and Funny first season, you can check it out in the VIP section at LFCfights.com, where this greatest show I ever did. Thank you, man. All right, we're going to put this out there because the greatest show that he's ever did, and it is a great show, and I will say it's not because we're both on it, but the guests and everybody involved. Yeah, right, I went there. So not just because we're on it, it's just the fact that the guests and everybody involved is awesome. So you can check out LFCfights.com on the VIP section for season 1 of Sketchy and Funny, and Tommy's YouTube and Spotify, Tommy Bell Art. You can check out LFCfights.com for LFC Exposed. We are on season 13, where you can see these two faces and LFC 35, goddammit, watching all the great action and the spectation, like we mentioned. And you can check out this podcast on LFCfights.com and wherever you get your audio goodness, whether it be my YouTube channel for video, whether it be Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart, Anchor, and every other goddamn audio platform that's there. So just search it. Google me, bitch. No, but you can check out LFC on fights_LFC on Instagram, LFC Fights on the Tickety Talk, LFC_Fights on Twitter. Links will be in the description. Y'all already know what it is. LFCfights.com. Check us out. Become a VIP member. Watch LFC 39 Goddess Among Us, and watch us and do what we do, and watch Tommy try to make a decision
when it comes to LFC 35 Booty Camp 3D. He has a decision to make. So, yeah, boom. So, Tommy Bell.
So tough.
No. So, for Tommy Bell, my name is Mike Larkin. And as I always say to end each show, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. This one can't really say it. That's why we had bloopers in the last show. That's why I say it, and that's why I'm the podcast.
That's why I leave you to it.
We agree with those sentiments. We love women. We respect women, and we love and respect each and every one of you and all these great, hardworking ladies. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And Tommy Bell, we out, right?
Right.
Come talk to me. I love the way you're on to me. Looking at you, looking like you're wondering if we're here for the same reason. And I bet you wanna lay in the sun, getting love drunk, sticking like honey. Yeah, I bet you're here for some fun with that someone, feeling that something. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here. If you're looking for the good life, good vibes, honey, I'm right here. And I'm waiting for you. And I love you in your summer skin. Looking at you, looking like you're into it. 'Cause we're here for the same reason. Yeah, I just wanna lay in the sun, getting love drunk, sticking like honey. Like honey. Yeah, 'cause I'm just here for some fun with that someone, feeling that something. There's something. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here. If you're looking for the good life, good vibes, honey, I'm right here. And I'm waiting for you. And I'm waiting for you. And I'm waiting for you. Come talk to me. I love the way you're on to me. Looking at you, looking like you're wondering if we're here for the same reason. And I bet you wanna lay in the sun, getting love drunk, sticking like honey. Yeah, I bet you're here for some fun with that someone, feeling that something. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here. If you're looking for the good life, good vibes, honey, I'm right here. And I'm waiting for you. And I love you in your summer skin. Looking at you,